So today the matter was taken up at 2:30. There was quite a few deliberations with regard to whether or not the matter should be referred to a larger bench. Eventually that was the decision that was taken, and the matter is now being placed before the Honourable Chief Justice of this Honourable High Court for whether or not the matter should be referred to a larger bench. Of course, there was a lot of deliberations with regard to the interim relief, but we all require that this matter eventually be buried once and for all. So we will hopefully wait for what the Honourable Chief Justice in his wisdom has to say, and accordingly follow suit.
So we see that
colleges are reopening still. What will happen? Whether the girls will be allowed, the status quo will be maintained? How will actually
see, that is eventually what the court will have to decide. We expect that the court also, the Honourable Court gives us a very expeditious decision. But first this will all have to be decided by the Honourable CJ insofar as the matter being referred to a larger bench or not. Once that happens, it is also the court will, in its wisdom and its bounden duty, to bring a rest to this, hijab row as we call it now. Because all of us know right now there is more than just what meets the eye. There are a lot of constitutional aspects that are involved in this matter, and it requires deliberation, requires heavy consideration, and the courts well aware about their duty, and we will obviously be following suit.
we see that
as well, but it was not entertained.
Absolutely, because see, at the end of the day, the interim relief that we want is what we want as a final relief also. So instead, the court in its wisdom decided that we would have the matter resolved once and for all, and that is what we require.
we saw that there were a lot of arguments which were put forth by the Advocate General as well in regard with to give some sort of judgment, but we see that now there's no interim relief and the case has been referred to the larger bench. How do you see the arguments put forth by the Advocate General?
See, the Advocate General has in his prerogative to protect his interest and the state's interest, which will also help in protecting our interest. Of course, now since the matter is to be referred before a larger bench, or at least that consideration is still what we are awaiting, it is only we will have to wait for what eventually happens, and then we are expecting that the matter, whether or not it's being referred to a larger bench, is that decision comes out tomorrow. Then we will take immediate steps to file necessary copies of the petition before the bench, serve it to the other side, and have the matter argued.
We see Jana had mentioned that petitioners can also ask for an interim relief for the larger bench. So will you be putting forward an interim relief request?
See, the fact that the interim relief was not given does not by any means take away our right to ask for interim relief if at all the matter is referred to a larger bench. And that is also fortified by the Honourable Court today, and that's what we will also seek, if at all. But like I said, eventually the matter has to be decided and disposed of as soon as possible, because we need to look at what the students also are suffering from due to this particular issue.
Arnav, one of the things, fact that the principal of the first and the second colleges went beyond the brief that the rules have that the hijab was allowed. Do you think that the state administration, is that also a part of your petition, that they went beyond the rule book and tried to target these girls?
Absolutely, that is one of our many deliberations, one of our many contentions. So we will definitely look to have that resolved, but to make any comment will not be advisable right now since the matter is sub judice.
Thank you.
Arnav Bagalwadi, along with my colleagues Shatabish, Abhishek and Pratik, who are all advocate for the petitioners in this matter.
Thank you.
Thank you.